Hello, this week we're going to talk about adaptations for science, specifically animals in this lesson, although later this week we'll also cover plants. Animals have to adapt because there's all different kinds of environmental factors that play into survival. Those could be obviously like temperature, precipitation, what kinds of materials are available for shelter, what is available for food, and how to get that food. So other animals, maybe possibly predators that might be there. So when we look at adaptations, a lot of times we think about what an animal is made up of and specifically what is it covered in. So we have, something as simple as a frog and a polar bear, and the covering that each of these have is much different. If we look at that frog, it would never be able to survive in the Arctic. It's made instead for a warmer, wetter environment. Whereas the polar bear has the fur and it has the extra fat layers in order to protect itself in the cold Arctic environment. We call these outside things structural adaptations. So it's the outside, the physical part of an animal. So some of those examples could be a shark's sharp teeth because it has to be able to rip through meat, a giraffe's long neck that can reach the top of the trees, the duck's webbed feet so it can swim in the water, and animals that are protected with camouflage, different particular kinds of coloring. Another type of adaptation that may happen with the physical aspect is, for movement. And so when we look specifically at a cheetah, there's a lot of things, including its legs, the way that its legs are made, and its slender body, and the way that the spots are. It helps it to also blend in so that it can sneak up very quickly on animals and be able to hunt. This long tail also provides balance so that it's able to run. And all of those things, the way that it's made specifically is so that it becomes a better hunter and it's able to survive. Other types of animals that may have adaptations for movement include kangaroos that can hop, bats that can fly, dolphins whose tails propel them through water, monkeys who are able to swing from tree to tree. We talked about ducks, they can be in the water and in the air, eagles, and geckos who are able to climb on surfaces with their sticky hands. Besides structural adaptations, there's also another kind of adaptation called behavioral adaptation, and that's how you act. So these are mainly to provide protection. They can also change very quickly. They can adapt because of the environment and how it is. This could be something that they learned over time, that worked for them, or when they're born, they may just have that innate idea of this is what I'm supposed to do. I think about that with baby sea turtles. They know to go right to the sea as fast as possible when they hatch so that they're not eaten. Some of the examples of adaptations for protection include animals like rolling up into a ball. They may live in groups so that they are able to have more eyes and more ears listening for danger and looking for danger. They may dig a burrow or find another area, maybe inside of a tree, to hide so that they stay protected, or they may even sleep up in trees high in the rainforest. Things like the pufferfish, they blow themselves up to make them look scarier or bigger. The owl moth, its wings are a structural idea that it looks like an owl, but it knows to use that and spread it out to protect itself. They may also protect themselves and their food supply so that they can live by protecting their territory or hiding their food. Some animals also have cold weather behavior adaptations and also hot weather too, but with cold weather, we think about hibernation or winter sleep. So several kinds of animals do that. Obviously, you've always heard of bears, but bees and skunks and bats, and even woodchucks. I thought that was an interesting fact that they're 80 beats a minute when they're awake, but during their winter sleep, their hibernation, they're 4 or 5 beats a minute. That's hardly even beating. They also store up food. We know squirrels store up nuts, but also shrews and moles and fire ants and things. They may even build special houses to keep them warm. Some of those, just some examples that birds might migrate to get their food. These are behavioral ones. Possums play dead. Woodchucks hibernate. Structural things like the thick fur on the polar bear, the hawk's sharp claws so they can catch their prey, and the rabbits. Thanks, guys.